Hey guys, it's Marla and happy weekend. If you're watching this video, I filmed this on the weekend. And this is going to be some suggestions that I have that may help you when you're looking and shopping for makeup. I recently kind of started doing this. I'm surprised I haven't done this earlier, and it really has made my life easier when I'm shopping for makeup. And it actually has saved me money because it kind of has kept me organized and focused when I'm going out to shop, because it can be really overwhelming when you're going out looking for makeup and you kind of go out aimlessly shopping. You can end up spending money on things that you really necessarily didn't want to buy or just don't look good on you. So these are my tips that have really helped me out when it comes to making makeup purchases. First, normally when you go out to look for makeup, you kind of have an idea of what you're looking for. For example, I'm trying to find a lipstick, or maybe I'm looking for a new foundation. Then you want to kind of decide what in particular you're searching for. For example, recently I was out looking for a foundation, and I was trying to find a foundation that might be a little bit heavier than my normal everyday foundation, that would cover up a lot of redness around my nose, my under eye circles, and my hyperpigmentation, that would help me maybe not have to do the extra step of using concealers all over my face like I normally do. Number two, most people have an idea of what their undertones are. If you're pink-based undertones, if you're more neutral, if you're golden. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Next, do your research. If you're looking at me right now on the internet, on YouTube, obviously you have a computer. You can go to the Sephora website or a Chanel site or an Estee Lauder site. Look at the products that you think you're interested in. Look at the selection of colors and the descriptions of the colors, and get a piece of paper and a pen or pencil and jot down, number one, what product lines do you think you might be interested in looking at? For example, recently when I went to look for foundations, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to look at the new Kat Von D Lock-It foundation, just to take a look at that. I'm going to take a look at some of the Makeup Forevers, some of the Smashboxes, just kind of get a general idea as to maybe what lines you might be interested in, and look at the internet for the colors. A lot of the times on the Sephora website, there'll be a description of the colors. For example, this foundation is good for medium skin tones with yellow-based undertones. Okay, I have a lot of gold in my skin tone, and I'm a little bit darker, so I'm gonna put the name of the foundations I want to look at, and I'm going to probably put down just possible descriptions. Like, for example, the medium beige was number 54, and this one was number 58. So I'm going to write down, okay, I'm going to look at the one that's number 58, because sometimes they go by numbers. I'm going to look at number 58 and 57. Those two colors may be good colors for me. So you're kind of going in already with a plan as to what you want to look at. Then look at the reviews also. And sometimes negative reviews may be good for you. For example, I looked at a foundation recently, and a lot of the reviews said, oh, I hate this foundation. It was very yellow based. And I kept seeing yellow, yellow, and I'm thinking to myself, yellow, this is good. I have yellow undertones, so this might be a foundation, even though it didn't work for somebody else, may be a good foundation for me. Those are the kind of things to kind of take a look at. Number two, when I usually don't purchase things. I really try very hard not to purchase things over the internet, because the colors are usually off. You really need, if possible, to go into the store, test them on your skin. Even test them on your skin, go outside and look in the sun to see how it looks on your skin. I mean, you really do, because a lot of makeup's expensive, and you really hate to kind of buy it. Even if you have to exchange it, it just gets to be a hassle. And my local Sephora is not local. It takes me about a 50-minute drive, but for me, it's worth it to kind of go there, really look at everything, feel the consistency of it. So that's my next tip. If you can go into the store and actually feel it and test it yourself, that's really also another kind of important key step. Another thing, when I go to the store, I usually try to go on a day during the week, first thing in the morning when there's nobody there. because I'm not kind of fighting the crowds. Going to Sephora for me on a Saturday and Sunday is a real drag because there's so many people there. They're kind of crawling all over me sometimes. I'm trying to get to the makeup and somebody else is already standing in front of what I want to look at. It's just kind of not the best time for me to go. So that would be another tip. If possible, go Monday through Thursday if you can, and go maybe first thing in the morning when the store's nice and quiet and there's nobody there yet. Okay, I had to adjust my lighting because the sun was coming up and coming full force on my face. I was starting to sweat. The next thing, like I said, go in the first thing in the morning if you can on a Monday through Thursday rather than, a Saturday or Sunday when you're crawling over everybody else. Number 3 or 4, I don't know where I'm at anymore in my tips, but something I've been doing recently that has been so helpful to me when I am shopping for makeup. You know how, for example, when you're in Sephora, they do have those little kind of stations where you can get a tissue with their like liquid makeup remover and squirt it on this little tissue and kind of wipe off things that you've put on your face. To me, that's a hassle because for one thing, I may be already, way in the back of the store trying a foundation on, and then I have to go look for where the makeup remover is with the little tissues. Sometimes they're out of the tissues. Sometimes the makeup remover is empty. Sometimes somebody else is using it. And by the time I kind of keep trying a foundation on, going back to the station to kind of get the makeup remover, it just takes so much time. What I did recently and what helped me out so much when I was looking for foundations was I brought my own little stack of makeup remover wipes with me in my purse, and I carried those around with me in my basket because, Sephora doesn't sell Neutrogena makeup wipes, so it's not like I'm going in there with something they're going to say I, kind of took from the store or something, but I carry my own little container of makeup wipes with me either in my purse or in the bag. Just throw them right in the Sephora basket, little carry-on basket when I'm going shopping in there. That way, I tried a foundation on, I don't like it, whip my makeup wipe out, take it right off, throw that, I could do that. I went through so much, I was able to try out so many foundations 2 weeks ago that I would have been exhausted if I would have done that normally and had to kind of go to their little station and get the makeup remover. This way I had my own wipes with me. It was a breeze. So that would be another tip. If you're going to go and try things on, bring your own makeup remover wipes with you. That way if you try something on, you don't like it, you want to move to the next thing, just wipe it off really quickly and then just move, and you don't have to kind of keep going to their station to, get their makeup remover. And probably the last suggestion, or maybe suggestion and a half I would have, would be number 1, if you're trying on something like foundations. Foundations, that's kind of a big deal for me. Normally what I would do is I would kind of get the idea of which one I think I really, really like. And when I go into Sephora, I really don't ask for help at first. I kind of want to go and kind of get an idea of what I really liked. That's what I did 2 weeks ago. I finally found a foundation. I thought that was a perfect match for my skin. And then I ask one of the Sephora people there, because sometimes, you can't see things that maybe somebody else can see, if the foundation color that I chose looked like it was a good match. And she said it was a perfect match. So I actually did a good job in finding my foundation. But like I said, I kind of don't want help at first because they kind of confused me with kind of where they may have an idea of what they want to steer me towards. If you do your homework before you go into look for makeup, you really can kind of do a great job really on your own, even if you don't think you're really good at kind of finding colors and everything. And if you can, once you put the foundation on, don't purchase it instantly. If you can, go outside in the sun. If you take a little compact mirror with you, really take a look at it, especially if you have mature skin like me and you're kind of saying, okay, is this kind of sinking into those fine lines and wrinkles? How does this feel on my face? Walk around the mall for a while. Does it start feeling like it's getting greasy? Is it oily? Is it drying? You can kind of tell that. So that's kind of what I do. I go to Sephora first, look through, see what I want, tell them, hey, I'll be back. I'm just going to test this out. Walk through the mall, look in the mirrors in the mall, and just kind of see how I look. And finally, and most importantly, and I know this may sound really mean, but I never asked for help from someone that works at Sephora who was wearing makeup that I personally think is not a good choice of makeup. And I've had that happen before, and I hate to say it, but I've been in Sephora where someone has asked me if I wanted some help, and I looked at their makeup and it was all caked on their face, and they were wearing like some type of brown, dark, hideous lipstick, and they looked like Elvira. And I thought to myself, okay, do I really want to take a suggestion from someone who I can't even stand the way their makeup looks on their face? So a lot of times I kind of seek out the Sephora person that has makeup on that really looks like it's applied really nicely and kind of goes with their skin coloring really well, and that usually is the person that I ask. And I know that sounds kind of mean, but honestly, I just can't take suggestions from someone who's wearing makeup that I just find very unattractive. So I hope that helped a little bit. I know you guys are probably already doing some of these things, but I thought I was kind of a real savvy shopper when it came to makeup. But until I really started doing this, I go in with my list, with the names of the things I want to look at, with the colors I think that may be good for my skin coloring. All that stuff really does help, because when you walk in there sometimes, it's so overwhelming. You know, you kind of see all this makeup and all these different colors and you think, oh my gosh, and then you end up sometimes buying things that you really probably wish you hadn't bought. So I hope that helps you guys. I hope you're having a really good weekend, and I'm gonna try to get my foundation video up next week that I really love right now, and I have a review of the Benefit Mascara, They're Real, and that should be up next week also. So take care, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.